All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, is my sound working? I have a new mic today. I hope this is working okay. It seems to be. Welcome, friends. Take Two Tuesday here. How is everybody doing today? Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me. This is Ken here at the Stamps of Life. I'm in Southern California. This is the Laguna Hills. I forgot to fix something over there. I'll get that in a little bit. We're here in Laguna Hills, California, and this is Take Two Tuesday. Welcome, all of you. Let's see who's here. Grindelia, Damari, Debbie, Diane, Karen, upstairs, hobby room. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you all here. I hope your day is off to a great start. Take Two Tuesday, we've been doing this for a little over a year now. What we do here at the Stamps of Life is once a week, we go back in time and take a second look at some items here, mostly dies and some stamps mixed in here and there that are from the past here at the Stamps of Life. So we love to do that. We review some of these older items that will seem new to many of you. Maybe it's the first time you've ever seen them. And then for some of you, they are so brand new, and then some of you already have these items. So this is a reminder and a refresher for you. So it kind of works for everybody. And we'll demo some of these items. I'll try to die cut and make something interesting out of these items. And we're going to have some fun today too. We'll have some chat and I do have I think a little short quiz for us to work on together. I'm going to need your help. And I tried to do this one that was good. I thought it was going to be a good idea, but it wasn't going to be. So I gave up on that one. But to kind of get things started here, we need a little icebreaker question. I want you all to get involved. It's real important. let me turn this volume down. I'm hitting the red a lot, which means it's going to sound a little crazy. So I guess I'm getting too excited here. I'm checking the levels. You want to get as much yellow as you can, but not go into the red too much. And I'm just kind of touching that red. Let's see. So our icebreaker question, everybody, you have to answer this one, okay? You have to answer. Here's my question. Let me see. Yes, you guys, I saw somebody was asking. Stephanie is on HSN today twice, and I'll give you that information in just a second. Let's see. Where is all my cool stuff here that I have set up? No. See if we can do both of these so you know what you're watching here. I should have the little Take Two Tuesday emblem up there, but I have lost it. Where is it? There it is. All right. Take Two Tuesday. Our icebreaker question. This is a good one. Think about it before you answer. What's one food you couldn't live without? If you give up everything else, but what was the one food that you would want to keep above all else, above all the things you eat? What is the one thing you just would not want to give up? And I have an idea. Of course, at first I started thinking candy and ice cream and all this sweet stuff, but after a while, you can only eat that so much. But mine is quesadillas. I love quesadillas because, of course, you can just make it with regular cheese, but you can add meat and chicken and all kinds of different stuff with it. So there is a good variety. But what are your answers? What is the one food you could not live without? That is our icebreaker question. Everybody has to answer, okay? We want everybody to get involved, and it makes it more fun. Let's see some of these answers here. I think I can pop them up here on my screen. Let me try this. Oh, okay, here we go. We'll get Grindelia up here first. She says papaya. Wow, you are thinking healthy. Good job. Barbara says chocolate and pasta. Wow, that's a combination. I've never had chocolate pasta. I don't even know if they make such a thing, but I do like chocolate and pasta. I love Tahula votes for pasta. Debbie Ann says tacos. Nice. Karen Ann, yeah, I'm almost there, Karen. If it wasn't for the quesadillas, I would have probably said chocolate. Frank and Sharon say cheese. Diane's got cheeseburgers. Nice. Damari says mashed potatoes. Ooh, yeah, mashed potatoes are pretty good. Ooh, this is a good one. Beth says cheese steaks. And Dee says potatoes. And Burr says eggs. Yep, very versatile are eggs, huh? You can do quite a lot with those. And Sylvie also says potatoes. So now if you jump in late and you didn't hear the question, again, what is one food you couldn't live without? No right answer, no wrong answer, just for fun. Here we have a couple more. Eleanor says breakfast sandwiches. Nice. And Shelby, can't go wrong with this, pizza with all the different toppings. Yep. So you guys got some good ones. All right. So that's kind of our icebreaker. So anytime I ask questions, I hope that you'll jump in and answer. We want to hear from you. Again, it makes it more fun and interesting. If you watch this at a later time, you can answer all the same questions, but down in the comment section below, there will be a spot for you where you can add comments. Love to read comments, answer our questions. If you watch later, you can write in replay. I got to watch and then answer a few questions. What else can I think about? Oh, let's go for our rundown for today. Today, I actually have 3 different die sets to look at, and there's a little variety. There's a word die, a background die, and a folded, so we have a nice little combination on there. We will do, in between, we have some fun facts, and we have a quiz. What else? I'm going to die cut these items. What else can I tell you? Oh, we'll be for our good news segment at the end. If you're following along with our Bible devotions, we will be in Matthew 23. It's a kind of challenging chapter, but we'll read that together and that will be fun. So for probably the next hour or so, let's hang out, have some fun. Again, I've got some new equipment here. I hope it's working good, the sound. And hopefully it holds up. I don't know about the battery time yet on this. So I just found this. We used to use it a long time ago, the sound for the audio. And I said, I wonder if this still works. And I plugged it all in and the battery seemed to be firing up. Let me check right now how we're looking at battery. Yeah, it looks pretty good so far. Okay, what's going on here? Let me see. I do have some information for you guys, some things I want you to know about before we get started. And if anybody hasn't joined us yet, this gives them a minute to do that as well. Let's see. The Fold It Club is out, the new club. I do have I didn't bring card samples in with me, but I do have a nice slide to show you. This one just shipped out last Saturday. If you're in the Fold It Club, you're going to get the brand new shutter window Fold It, and you get the stencils. It's a hello and shutter stencils both in there, and you get the nice idea card. So that was all shipped out on this last Saturday. If you're in the club, you may have received it already. In fact, if you have received your new Fold It shipment, let me know in the chat. If not, be patient. I understand the mail is, well, I ordered postage where I actually bought postage to have them shipped to me. And usually they ship it within a couple of days. It's been a week and they haven't even shipped it yet. And I really need this postage for all our club shipments. So the mail is slow. But let me show you this nice slide. Fun ideas here. Look at all those great ideas. They're really nice. Good variety, different things you can do, but that'll give you some ideas of different card samples from the Stamps of Life design team. You can be super creative. You can go summary, cactuses. There's a hello background there. Hey there card. Flower wreaths on the front door, opening windows like that. Really, really nice. So it is a fun and versatile set. That was shipped out here again last Saturday. You can still get it. That is our Fold It Club. We're not quite in February, but it officially is our February Fold It Club shipment. You'll want to get in. The club is awesome. And then when you join the club, you get a free die set. It's a nice banner die set, really nice, and it's valued at $26.99. So you get that gift just for joining. And then you start getting club member discount prices when you shop on the website. So think about that. There's more information on the website if you want to check it out. What else? Oh, yes, Stephanie is on HSN today. She is on HSN today twice. The scheduled times are in the 3 o'clock hour if you're on the Pacific time, and then 8 o'clock hour on Pacific time. If you're on the East Coast, it would be 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Now, those are scheduled times, and those are full hour segments. So I don't know if she comes on quite at the beginning of the hour or more towards the end. But she told me she has 4 items to take on. So you should see her a couple times on there. So make sure you watch and follow. I know if you can figure out a way to get on the HSN Facebook page or fan page, I'm not sure what page it is. But if you want to post that you're a Stamps of Life fan, that would be great. Helps them to know that you like the Stamps of Life. And then hopefully HSN will like the Stamps of Life, and Stephanie will get to keep going on the show. So don't miss that. Set your reminders. 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then again at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11. I don't know if anybody of you stay up that late. I will be in bed. Well, if I was on the East Coast, I would be in bed. 8 p.m. on Pacific, I'll be okay. What else? Oh, the big thing, if I set up a couple of posts, if you haven't seen them, during the crafting corner this week, we are going to do a special. It's going to be a live version of, I don't know if you heard, no, we did that one. We're going to do Stephanie's going to do a live 30-second card in 5 minutes during this coming up episode of Stephanie's Crafting Corner. So that's something fun. I don't think we've done a live one for a long, long time. So we'll have a live edition of the 30-second card in 5 minutes. Now, what happened is I posted a few different spots, I think on Instagram, Facebook, and also on our YouTube page, little posts where you get to pick the die set that you want Stephanie to use to be featured in this 30-second card episode. There's 4 different choices to pick from. So if you can find one of those posts, go ahead and just add in your choice, and then I'm going to add them all up. And I think I know which one's going to win right now, but still get your vote in. Each of them have a chance. And I'm going to try to keep it a secret from Stephanie until we actually go live, because I don't want her to be all sneaky and getting a plan ahead of time, right? We really want to see what she can put together live. So I'm going to try to hide the results from her. I'll have the die with me, and then we'll watch Stephanie make a 30-second card live this Thursday night. That will be fun, right? That will be fun. Let's see what else. So we've got that coming up, and then I think I had one other thing. We do have this Friday. This Friday we have our big release, because can you believe it? January is already over. Already over. What does that mean? Saturday will be February 1st. We'll have a new club shipment going out. But in the meantime, Friday night on the 31st, there is going to be a release of new items on the Stamps of Life website. So you want to check it out. That's where we do the bundle, all the things that kind of coordinate with the February 1st club shipment. So that is something to look forward to on Friday night. Again, set your reminder. We always have a lot going on here, so I hope I don't miss anything, and try to keep you guys updated on all of the new things that are going on. Okay, let's see. One more thing just for fun. If you need something to celebrate today, there are some weird days. So let me show you what I've got over here. Now, if you need something to celebrate, we have some crazy days here. And if you really need something to celebrate today, we have International Lego Day. If you're a Lego builder, the boys and I, sometimes we play with Duplos, but we really haven't got into Legos yet. We could also celebrate National Blueberry Day, Speak Up and Succeed Day. I don't know exactly what that means, but speak up and see what happens, I guess. That's the key. And then, this is a good one. You'll probably want to celebrate this one. National Plan for Vacation Day. How about that? So those are some things you can celebrate. Now, if you missed it yesterday, well, you could have celebrated National Chocolate Day. That would have been fun. National Geographic Day, Punch the Clock Day, and then this one's really funny. It's kind of a little bit vulgar, so I won't get into it too much, but you could have celebrated that day yesterday, which I guess this guy, Thomas, we won't say his last name, is associated with toilets. And so you can kind of see how it all comes together there. If you want to celebrate that, you can celebrate that day too, even though it's a day late. Fun stuff. Chocolate cake or toilets. Good options for Monday. Today, I would go plan a vacation day. That sounds good. National Plan for Vacation Day. So a real vacation, not just plan a vacation day. And, I like blueberry pancakes. That sounds pretty good to me. So you have a couple fun things you could be celebrating today. Let's get rolling here. Our first item, we are going to take a look at, we'll be a little quick on some of these today because I have 3 items and they're kind of basic but interesting. So our first item is the Happy Retirement dies from the Stamps of Life, originally released in October of 2022. This version is called the Funky Bold. I'm going to show you over here on the table, but let me fix something over here real quick. I like to curtain this off, and I forgot to do that because it's a little messy in the area behind the curtain. So you don't need to see all that messy stuff, right? Okay, here we go. Let's see. So you get that die set there, and it says Happy Retirement. 2 dies. It has the shadow die and the words. I'll show you how we can die cut those real quick. And I just have a couple samples to share with you. Get that a little bit straighter, maybe. Ooh, sorry about that. I thought I had this set up. Here we go. This one is really nice, using maybe a holographic paper and some black on the background. That looks super sharp. Happy retirement, it says. And that's just on an A2 card, but it really looks, I like it. It looks really fancy. Happy retirement, using some Stamps of Life pattern paper as the background. Again, the bows, just add that little extra A2 card again. And then one more, this is a rounded A2 for the base. And it looks like it has some foil paper there, a real nice one. Excuse me. But the designer on this one, if you can see inside there, let's see, can you see that? No, there's a little bit of foam right under there that our designer used to add a little, you can see there's a little depth to that, and that's kind of fun. Same thing on these two. They had, the designers used some foam behind the back. It lifts up the words a little bit, just makes it look a little more interesting. A little more dimension really adds a lot to a card. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this die set, and maybe some of you have been thinking about retirement, or maybe you are retired already, right? Sometime I think I would like to be retired, just to have a few days, I think, to do nothing but what I wanted to do. But at the same time, I think I might get super bored if I was retired. So for me, I kind of got, right now I got to keep working. And besides that, I have bills to pay. So if I don't work, the bills are not going to get paid. We do have some facts. I believe I have some interesting information. Where is it? Here's things to know. Now, some of these are, of course, we know when we're thinking about retiring, we have to kind of plan ahead financially, right? You'd have to be set, make sure you're able to have your debt real low and you're going to make enough money coming in. And then you have to think about your health stuff and what other kinds of basic things. You'd want to have like a will or a trust in place. All these things, planning for the future. So plan ahead, have goals and a budget and all that in mind. So that's kind of the basic things, but here's like some more fun things. So this is a sheet that has retirement information. It says, not everybody's ready, but here are 10 secrets that successful retirees know and practice. So we talked about number one, planning ahead. Then number two, let me see, maybe I can switch over to this. I think I can do it. Number two, and I'll switch over so you can see what I'm looking at. Not that. Number two says, stay healthy. Of course, that's a good plan, right? Stay healthy. Says successful retirees pay attention kind of to their physical and mental well-being. They exercise regularly, eat well, get enough sleep, and manage stress. How are you doing on all of those things? How are you doing on, let's see, let me pop myself. Let me ask you these. Tell me if you do good, if any of these you're not doing good at, tell me. Exercising, eating well, getting enough sleep, and managing stress. How are you doing on those? How are you doing on those? Yeah, Jane, awesome. Oh, after Jane worked 25 years and retired. Nice. So are you exercising regularly? I do that one. Eat well. Now, nope. Get enough sleep. I can function on the amount of sleep I sleep, but I probably should sleep more. Manage stress. I think I'm pretty good on that one. So I'm about 2 out of 4. I am about 2 out of 4. How are you doing? Do you exercise regularly, eat well, get enough sleep, and manage stress? Number 3, I like this one. Keep learning, it says. It says keep learning. Keep learning. I think that's important. Do you have any hobbies, or do you like to read books? It says travel to new places, take courses. Some of the time the junior colleges, or what other places? There's different places where you can take, sometimes libraries have courses, or you can even find lots of things on the internet now where you can get almost college classes on the internet and take them, and you can learn a lot. How's everybody saying? Grindelli says they do nature walks. Awesome. Good for you. Jane says TSO helps with stress. I hope we do. We try. So learn new skills and languages. I am trying to learn piano. That's what I'm working on. And kind of, well, working on an instrument or some kind of art thing, making cards. I think those are all good things. Be social. This is a good one. You can join a club. You can volunteer, attend events, like make new friends. I think those are all good things. We need to be around people. The more like isolated we are, the less good it is for us. So we do a lot of things at church. That's kind of our big social thing. And we're in contact with a lot of our neighbors. So that helps a lot. So make sure you do that and then have fun. Enjoy your leisure time and have some fun. Find out something that you like to do and make it fun. Enjoy it. Get out and do some fun things. Whether it's travel, maybe I'm a guy, maybe go into a baseball game. I might do that when I have more time on my hand because it's kind of a day event. You're there for several hours. So think of things that are fun to you. Let me make sure I am showing you the right thing. Be flexible. This is a good one. Successful retirees are adaptable and resilient. They can cope with change and uncertainty with a positive attitude. Ooh, that's good. Can you just go with the flow? It's really nice when things always go our way, right? But sometimes in life, things don't always go our way. And right now, even though I'm not retired, sometimes I face some things here and there, and some of the time I do pretty good. And then some of the time life can throw me off, and it probably bothers me more than I should let it. So I have to work on that. Stay curious, it says. Ask questions, seek answers, discover new things. I think we're back to learning. Appreciate beauty and wonder of nature and life. Yeah, wherever you live, there's beautiful things around. And if you're in the mountains or the desert, or maybe by a river or a lake, the beaches, parks, there are lots of fun, beautiful things to see. Give back. It says successful retirees are generous and compassionate. They share their times, talents, and resources with others. They also contribute to causes they care about and make a difference in the world. So that's good. If you're a good card maker, maybe you have some young kids around you in your neighborhood that would be interested in crafting. Maybe they've never done anything like that. So you have all the gear, all the stash of stuff that you could use. Maybe look into doing that. Share what you have with, I think, of kids first, but maybe you just have a neighbor who doesn't have a hobby or doesn't have an interest like you do. Maybe you could share that if you know that. Maybe there's certain things you know or skills. I have an older guy, a friend from church, who's real good at handyman stuff, and he has come to my house and done a couple projects. So I really appreciate his help. Sadly, I have not learned from him. I allow him to do what needs to be done, and I stay out of the way. But I would be smart to try to learn some of these skills. So if there's something you're good at, look at ways that you can share that with others. That's giving back. And then last, be yourself. It says be authentic and confident. God's made us all different, and we just have to believe. I'm not going to say believe in ourselves, but, just have confidence in yourself as far as just having like a humble spirit and a quiet spirit, and yet being friendly and caring towards other people. And that can really make a big difference in your life. And that's part of, I think, like just not isolating and shutting down, but look for ways you can reach out to your friends, your neighborhood, maybe another family, all kinds of different ways. God will use you if you want to be open to those things. So I hope you would look for that. So that's some good, fun things about being successful when you are ready to retire. Now without more yakking, let's go check these out. Here we go. Nope. You're not going to see any die cutting there. There we go. Now, 2 dies, easy to use if you have used word dies, and you can pick any color combination you want. I will pick out I like this. I have a purple and gold here combo that I might try. If you're a Laker fan, well, yeah, it is called purple and gold, but their gold is really kind of a yellow. But here I have a gold glitter paper and this is a grape, I would say grape pearl paper that we can use. So we'll run this through for the background. And if you're new to die cutting, you just take your cardstock, you place your die on top, you're going to run it through this machine. It kind of makes a sandwich, and the pressure of the machine, excuse me, will cause this die to push right into the paper and die cut it for us. So let's do that. And I'm going to get a little cough drop out here. Hang on 1 second, guys, because all of a sudden my throat is getting super itchy. I don't have a cold or anything, but something's going on. Let me turn off my mic for just a minute. And I'll be right back. Can you hear me now? I think, yeah, the sound shows this. Sorry about that. It's been real super cold out here, like mid 30s, and the office is staying super cold. And sometimes my throat gets a little bit itchy. I'm not doing anything, but I don't know. I'm not sick, so don't worry. I'm not sick. Okay, here we go. Let's get this through. And I think we can run both of these dies through at the same time. So let's give that a try. We'll run that through here. And then we'll get the actual words. Now, I'm not going to add, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to add adhesive paper to this, but you could. And that would make this easier to adhere at the end. But for now, we're just going to run these through and see what we get here. This would be a nice sentiment, just like we saw in the front of these cards. In fact, I'll show you what we're trying to get to, just so if you just jumped in, you know what we're making. This is the Happy Retirement dies. The Funky is called Funky Bold, and we have several different options in the Funky Bold. This happens to be Happy Retirement, so we've been talking about that today. Maybe you know somebody who's getting ready to retire or already has. You just want to send them a card and hope that they're enjoying their retirement. I think work is good, but when you know you don't have to work, maybe you just work because you want to, there's a big difference, right? So entire retirement can be really fun, as fun, I think, as you want to make it. Of course, I've never tried it, and I was just telling you earlier that I think I would get bored after a couple days, but that's where you just got to find things that you're interested in, use your time wisely, spend some time with other people, reach out. So I imagine if you retired, you could find a way to fill up your days. And some of the guys who I've talked to that are retired, I feel like they say that, yeah, I thought I was going to be bored, but now I'm busier than ever. They always tell me. I just can't imagine how that could be, but that is what they tell me. So I don't know if that's what your experience has been, but retirement does sound like a fun thing if you don't just end up sitting around doing nothing all the time, right? That would be boring. Now, I'm trying to be gentle with this so it doesn't rip, but this should all pop out of here pretty easy. I probably should have ran it through twice because this paper is a little bit thicker, but it is coming apart. I'm just trying to be careful not to tear anything. Almost there. All these things on the die cutting often seem to take a little bit longer than I expected. And then our videos go kind of long, right? But I think it'll be worth it. So let's see what happened there. All right. We've got our words out now. You see there's still these things didn't quite pop out. So let's see if we can do that with our paper piercer here. You can knock those out. And ideally, yesterday I did do this. We would have the adhesive on here. We'd be peeling that off. And oh, out. That got me. That's the first time I think that's ever happened, that I got stuck by this little tool. Okay, let's see that one right there. A couple more. Thanks for your patience. I'm sorry this part is taking a little bit longer than I thought. I guess I must not have used this glitter paper yesterday, because it did take me a little bit of time to get the adhesive off, but I did okay with getting these little chads out of here. So a little bit longer, almost done, a couple more. All right. So almost all of our word dyes work the same. This Funky Bold has a little bit thinner lines, I think. And so the adhesive sheets would be nice. So there we had that, just like here on this card. And where did I do with my back? How could that be gone already? That's impossible. I just had that background. Give me 1 second. I have lost it somehow. Did it fall on the ground? No. Does anybody see this missing piece? I just cut this and it's gone. How could that be? Not there, not there. Let me put my tool away there. Dies I put off to the side. And I have 1, 2 cutting pads. Where could this be? This is crazy. Not under there. Well, I can't believe I lost that piece anyway. Well, you see what? You see it? It's right there. Can anybody see it? It fell right into this slot here. Ta-da! I was just about ready to lift up that machine, and then I saw it. How did it get down there? I don't know. I must have had it here. Maybe it tipped like that. Anyhow, wow. I thought I was going blind there for a second. I did miss a couple. Oh, they were there, but just hanging. Yeah, there we go. So the example I just ran through, that is a nice combination right there. And you could just add that to your card front just like that. That Chad just keeps wanting to hang out there. Now, I'll show you the ones I cut yesterday. We've got that. That's one example for us. And then again, the nice card sample that I showed you earlier. That's the pretty one. And remember, it has, the designer used some of the adhesive foam to give it a little 3-dimension. Fun idea. You could do the same thing. You just add some adhesive foam, make them into little squares, add it there. That would pop up on your card. And then yesterday, I made a couple of these other ones. Here is a nice basic one. Happy retirement. A couple normal cardstock colors. And then this one, a little mix of foil with a basic cardstock at the back. This was the one I did do the adhesive on. See how it's holding really nice. Took me a bit to peel it all off yesterday, but a few different ideas there for you. Okay, that's our happy retirement, our bold, Funky Bold it's called. And let's move back over here to our main camera, and we will see what's up next. Let me find our next selection. 1 second here. Back on me. Okay, there we are. Next up, we are going to look at, see who we have here with us. Jane and Lori. Hi, Lori. Damari's still here. Great. Yeah, you lose stuff too. It does happen. It does happen. Yep, Grandelia, things do disappear right before my eyes. Sad, sad, sad. Sad, sad, sad. I spend way too much time looking for things. I know we've talked about this before, but definitely too much time wasted looking for things. definitely. Let's see. We're moving on. So our next item, no, not that one, is here is our background die. This is called the Starburst Background. And it is from, when is it? October of 2020. So we're about 4.5 years old on this. So we're going back in time. I bet many of you have this one. This was a very popular one. These background dies are really, really fun. Let me show you the card samples. And this is where we're going to do our quiz here in a minute. And I will need your help. At first, I was going to do questions about stars. And right away, I knew I didn't know any of the answers. And probably some of you would know some of the answers, but I knew it was going to be a fail if we did that quiz. So I kind of found something that is star related, but not the stars in the sky kind of related, because there was a lot of words I had never even heard of, thought of. I was going to get every single one wrong. So I said, no to that one. I am looking for some other games like there's games that you can play like I think there's a Jeopardy, there's a like Name That Tune. There's a few different games that I have found that looks like they're online that maybe we're going to try to figure out how to play here every once in a while on our Take Two Tuesday episode. So not every time should we have a quiz, but we should have something fun, something to make us think a little bit and see how we can work as a team and maybe get a few answers right here and there, share our knowledge and learn a few things, right? Let's see. Let's jump over here. And I'm going to show you the Starburst samples. Oh, I did forget to show you the happy retirement on our website. So I got to make sure I go back to our website and check out that stuff. So this is really fun. The Starburst is a background die. Look at that. Simple, but so nice. A lot of good card samples here. Different ways you can decorate. It really looks like putting a foil or a good contrasting color behind there is really going to make those stars pop out. Here is a nice combination using white for the stars from one crazy bird to another. And then these last two are pretty sharp, kind of winter's Christmassy theme. We have our You Are Snow Much Fun, and that is on our designer put it onto a flip it card, so that's a good idea, something different. Very nice job. And then our last one, we have a snow globe with a nice background. So very, very, again, I think this is an easy one to do with the background. I'll show you how easy it is here in just a second. I want to show you this on the website, and I should have that accessible. So if you go to our website, there we go. You're going to see that nice card right there, right on the front. So I have some different samples here. Excuse me. Even then we see on the website, a couple of additional ones, but some of these I did share with you. That's the background. It has two dies. And we did see that snowman one there. And we have the Celebrate Happy Birthday. I showed you that one too. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get a drink of water here. My throat is getting itchy. That water helped a lot. Okay, I showed you that there on the website. I didn't show you the Funky Bold Retirement from before. Let's see, there should be some other background dice here. Maybe you like the Starburst. Maybe you're looking for something else. Here are a few options. The Flower Power background die, a snowflake die, good for winter. There's a mermaid background die set, and then dotted flowers. So a few different options that we have. And then let's look at our Funky Bold Retirement. I forgot to show you this earlier. There'll be a video there and you see the ideas. Let's scroll through those real quick. Two dies. And you can see it measures just about 4 inches by 2 inches. So it fits really nice on the front of an A2 card. And you'll have some great samples here to look at as well. Happy retirement, cool sunglasses. I showed you that one. And whoop, I was going to say that is a white card, but there it shows up. Happy retirement. Happy retirement. So you see, you can use it with the background or without. That's another option. And then back to our main image there. Okay, we're back to Starburst. So I have the dies. Let's move over to our work table and check these out. When we come back, we'll do our quiz. Okay, we'll do our quiz when we come back. Here we go. So I have the two dies here. Now, if you were just to use this die by itself, it would basically emboss whatever cardstock you die cut into. It just kind of push into it, and it would cut out the little designs there, but it wouldn't cut out the edge. So you need to use it in conjunction with this outer die in order to add to your card front. So to work ahead of time, I already have a card base right here in kind of Valentine's-y color. Valentine's is coming up. So we have a nice dark red, maybe a strawberry cranberry as our card base. And I want to add something to the front of that card. Here we go. I have this nice, it is, I think it's called powdered sugar glitter paper, I believe. It's a 10-pack. It's really nice. We're going to run this through here. I'm going to add the main die on top. And then in order to really cut it out, you have to have that second die that goes right around it. And if you wanted it to really be nice and perfectly in alignment, you'd want to use some washi tape to hold these two dies together. We're not worried about that right now. We're just trying to get a general nice front to this card. And I don't know, if you're not a big colorer, or maybe you're just running out of time, the glitter and the foils, that was a speed bump, a big speed bump. They really, really make a card really stand out. And I think in a quick amount of time. I think I should have ran this through twice. Why did I forget to do that? I don't know, but I think twice would have been a better idea. But here we have our card front cut out, but you can see it has all these little pieces in there. So let's see if they're going to come out or not. And this is why I think I should have ran it through twice. They're starting to come out. This paper is a little bit thinner, so I imagine it should work, but it would have saved us a bit of time. Here we go. Now they're starting to pop out of there. They're definitely thin enough, but sometimes running it through that second time does help if you're not certain about how your die cut's going to come out. Getting there. This should look nice. We have the white against the red. It should really look good, but we'll see. So if you were thinking Happy Valentine's, you might want your words to be a nice dark red on top of this. Maybe you have some foil paper that you could use to say Happy Valentine's, or maybe it's a birthday card, same thing. On top of this, if you just had a nice, almost got them all. If you had a nice dark color, would look really good for whatever words you want to put on here. Now, my next thing is my paper piercer. Where did it go? I know I brought it over here and dropped it off. What did I do with it? Oh, gosh. This is terrible. This is terrible. I'm going to have to use these scissors because I don't know what I did with that. You should pop out real quick. No big deal. It's definitely somewhere around here on this table. It's not in my pocket. I remembered I almost stabbed myself with it, but other than that, It should be right here. I think I just threw it over here and maybe it went into the wrong slot. I have one of those little storage units here. So here we go. There is our front. And we want to adhere it to this card front here. Let's go ahead and get some adhesive on it. And I have some scratch paper over here. Let's use that. We don't really want to get the adhesive onto our cutting pads or onto our machine. We might get away with it now, but later on, if we're messy right now, it might catch up to us and cause problems. So it's better just to use a little bit of spare card sheets like that to work with your adhesive. So I'm just going to add this to the card front here. And that looks pretty nice, right? So you have a really, really nice card front just with that nice contrast of a white and a dark color. Just so imagine you could use like a grape as your card. Black might look good. Lots of different things you could do with that. I'm trying to see if I have any words here handy just to give you an idea of what you might want to add to your, I think I took all those retirement words away. Do I have any other words here? Nope, nope, nope. I did have a bunch, but they seem to be missing. I know I had shown this at a different time. You wouldn't want to use these colors, but it could be a congratulations card, your elephant. You'd want that little background to be maybe like a red or a white, one of those two. But just to give you an idea, just a couple little steps and you've got a nice card front based on this Starburst background die. Fun, fun, fun. I think you'll really enjoy that if you don't have it. Here's another sample of one I had cut out yesterday, which gave it kind of like a chocolate. This definitely is a Valentine's looking type. Now, of course, you would take this off, but yesterday I used like a chocolate on top of the strawberry, and you can have a nice look with that too. So different things you can do with that. You can use regular cardstock. You could use like a glitter or a foil. Lots of fun options with that one. All right, now that's a reminder for you if you have it. Versatile die set that you can use. Valentine's card, happy birthday card, get well card, thinking of you. Christmas time, this would be awesome. Those stars will look really good. We saw some of those winter cards. You have lots of great options, different things you can do with that. Starburst die set. And remember, it's A2. Oh, gosh, I didn't switch cameras. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. Why didn't somebody tell me I didn't switch cameras? Ah, darn it. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot to switch over the camera. How did I do that? I apologize. Let me go back over there real quick. And let me show you at least what I made. Oh, that was a fail. I have all these monitors and they show all my different cameras, but I wasn't looking at the right monitor at the right time. I apologize. So sorry. Let me show you what I made. Let me show you what I made. Let me switch back over now to the right camera. Okay, there it is. That's where I was working this whole time. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I had taken this nice A2 card base and I ran this through. And when you did nothing happening for a long time, I was over here poking out all the little chads from this thing. And then I took this sheet after I ran it through, made a real nice die cut, and I added it right to the top of this card. That is what I came up with. Now you can say, wow. I know before you didn't see anything, and I'm so sorry. I haven't done that fail in quite a while, being on the wrong camera, so I totally apologize. But using the I believe it's powdered sugar, glitter paper, I think it's called. Add that right to that top. Looks so nice. And then the other thing I was mentioning yesterday, I had worked with just some plain cardstock. And this is another option of, you'd line that up. If you put it on white, it would look like that. If you were doing just on the solid of the cranberry, you have that option too. So different things you can use with this card front. Super easy, super fun. Again, accept my apologies. I hope that while I was die cutting and just lost you doing my own thing there, that maybe you went and did something more exciting. Again, my apologies. I wish there was some way you guys could tell me, like a little pop-up would come up when you go, Ken, you're on the wrong screen. Every once in a while, it happens. I try to do all this right, but every once in a while I fail. So sorry. It was a nice card until I didn't show it to you. But anyway, you saw a glimpse there. And the Starburst dies are available on our website. Just type in Starburst, you'll find it. Again, if you already have it, this is a reminder for you to use. Again, I think it's just a really super versatile one. Oh, let's get on to before we move on, we want to do our quiz. Yeah, Shelly, you might be, if you're on Facebook, you might be the only one. We have about 30 people watching today. I know last week we had almost 50. And that was fun. So we'd love to get the word out about Take Two Tuesday. If you are enjoying, you want to tell a friend or another crafter, we'd love to have them join us. It's just a chance for us to hang out and have some fun. It's pretty relaxed, and I think we have a good time together. Let's see, what are we going? Oh, our quiz. All right, this is how we're going to work together here. This is star-related questions. Now, not the kind of stars that you think of in the sky, because remember I told you again that I had thought about doing a quiz with star questions, and it was complicated and words I had never heard of and thoughts that I mostly was not familiar with. So I said, you know what? I think that's just going to be above my pay grade. So I hope this will make it a little bit easier for you. But I know I still need some help because there are some weird questions even here to do with stars. So let's check it out. I'm going to switch over to make sure I have my right camera, and let's do this quiz together. I think there's 10 questions. Let's see how many we think we can get right. Here we go. Oop, nope, we don't want that. Close. All right. 10 questions. We want to be 10 out of 10. So I'm going to watch the chat. You guys are going to help me. I'm trusting that you will help me get all of these right. So which popular board game for both adults and children is played on a board with a star-shaped pattern? Star-shaped pattern. Who knows? Do you remember playing any of these games? And it has a star-shaped pattern for the board. Who knows? Who knows? Pamela says Chinese checkers. Anybody else going to help us out? I'm with Pamela. Does anybody else guess? Yes. Deb says Chinese checkers. What brush did you use, Barbara? I'm sorry. What was the question? What brush did I use? Let me see if I can find your question. Brush. I'm not sure what you mean, Barbara, by what brush. How's the brush what brush did you use? What brush did you use? Trouble, yeah, trouble might have. Chinese checkers, everybody said. Okay, we're going to go with that. Chinese checkers. We got to get that one right. Okay, next. The star fruit is a popular tropical fruit enjoyed the world over. What is another name for an interesting star-shaped wonder of nature? I have never heard of any of these. So we know the star fruit, but does anybody know if any of these have to do with a star? Oh, Barbara, the bits of paper, I was trying to use one of those rolling brushes. And I got most of them out, but there was a few I had to, since I lost my paper piercer, I just used a small pair of scissors. Does anybody know what is another name for this interesting star-shaped wonder of nature? Does anybody know this one? This is a little bit tougher. Yeah, center of apple, but yes, Nancy, that's right. When I was doing the Chads, I had one of those rolling bristles. I don't know what the word is for it, but I ended up using scissors because I lost my paper piercer. So what is another name for this interesting star-shaped wonder of nature? The other name for the star fruit. Does anybody know it? No idea. Vera says kiwi. Everybody's no idea. This is a tough one, huh? Well, they always said when you're in school, like guess C, and C, this would be A, this would be B, this would be C. I'm going to go with mangosteen, but I think we're going to get that wrong. So we're in trouble. In the 1977 film Star Wars, an artificial planetoid is built by the evil empire. What's the name of the planet-destroying orb? Is it the Star of Doom, the Evil Star, the Death Star, or the Star Destroyer? Oh, Grindelia, you should have told me that before. Now you said, we missed that one now. I'm going to see if they'll let me switch it. Grindelia says carambola. Did you search Google to get that one? I guess it's kind of cheating, but we're going to do it. Does anybody know Star Wars? Are there any Star Wars fans? Nope. Who said Star of Doom? Nope. Debbie Ann. No. Everybody else is Death Star. Yes. If you said Death Star, you are going to be right. Even I know that one. Sometimes this planet of our solar system is referred to as the evening star because it shines so brightly in the early evening. Which planet is known as the evening star? Which planet is known as the evening star? I don't know this one. Pamela, you must have your finger right on the button. You're getting the answers really fast. So I'm kind of trusting you, going with you. Frank and Sharon say Venus also. Diane says Mars. So we got 2 Venuses, 1 Mars. Yes, Karen, the Gemini dye brush. That's what it is, dye brush. That would work for that. Upstairs Hobby says no idea. Uh-oh, what happened? Did my camera clock out here? Oh boy. It says I have lost my camera. Give me 1 second here. I see something is still going out to you guys, but not my camera. This is not good. This is not good. So give me 1 second. I'm going to now. So let me see what is going on. Give me 1 second. I think I am going to go with Venus. Oh, there we are. We're back. I think I clicked it wrong. It could be user error, what just happened, or it could be my computer. But we're going to go with user error on that. So we're going with Venus. All right, let's try that. Which of these semi-common feminine names comes from the Latin word for star? Selena, Annette, Stella, or Millie? Which one of these means star? Which one of these names from Latin means star? I'm going to guess Stella. Is everybody with me on that one? Stella, star. Stella, star. Everybody say Stella. Stella, star. Anybody guessing this one? Am I back? I hope you guys can see. Yes, guessing Stella upstairs room. I think it's Stella just because it sounds like stars, right? Does anybody know any of these words in Latin? I'm guessing Stella also. So let's go ahead. Let's give it a try. It sounds the most like star. The small, like the word stellar, kind of has to do with stars, right? The small star-shaped weapon, now this is going to be a tough one, is sometimes referred to as a Chinese or Japanese star and is associated with ninjas in films. What is the Japanese term for the tiny weapon? Does anybody know this one? I don't speak Chinese or Japanese. I've never heard of any of these words. Does anybody know? You're going to have to bail us out or we're going to get this one wrong. Don't Google it. Give me your best guess. This small star-shaped weapon is sometimes referred to as a Chinese or Japanese star. No guesses? No guesses? I can't read the words. Oh, I wonder if I can make this a little bit larger. Hang on. The answers are shuriken, daimyo, boken, and ippon. If any of you speak Chinese or Japanese out there, you might be able to help us, but let me see if I can make this a little bit larger. So we did those ones. So we are on number 6. It's boring. I know. I'm sorry, Barbara. I'm just going to guess the first one. Okay, starfish are gentle creatures of the sea that happen to be formed in star shape. Which of these is not a starfish or related creature? You know your starfish names. Shuriken, somebody said shuriken. Oh, well, that's what I guess, so we'll try that. Starfish, are these all starfish? A blazing star, brittle star, sun star, cushion star? Oh, they're blurry. I'm sorry, Pamela. Mine look pretty sharp here, but maybe it depends on your screen. So which one of these is not a starfish? Blazing star, brittle star. Oh, while the screen is blurry. Okay. So which one do we think is not a starfish? Blazing star, brittle star, sun star, or cushion star? The whole screen is blurry. Oh, man. Oh. Let's see. I'm going to try one more thing. Can't read the words. Wow. It looks really good to me. Let me try this real quick. I'm going to try one other thing. Hang on. Tell me if this helps. I'm going to share a screen. Give me 1 second. I'm trying a different. Tell me if this looks better. Tell me if this looks better now. And we are on question number 7. We're looking for one of these that is not a starfish. Does this look better to you guys? I might use this in the future, this option. That looks better? Okay. Let's see. So which one of these is not a starfish? Does anybody know? Can anybody help me on this? A couple more questions. Sorry, this is taking longer than we thought. Too blurry, much better. Yes. What about our starfish? Number 7. They're gentle creatures. Which one of these is not a starfish? I'm going to guess cushion. Does anybody helping me out on this one? Blazing star. Cushion sounds weird. I'm going to guess cushion. I'm going with this one. If we get it wrong, it's on me. The Star Spangled Banner. Next question. Star Spangled Banner is one of the most often heard tunes in the United States, especially if one happens to be a sports fan. Who wrote the song? Who wrote the lyrics for the national anthem of the United States? Anybody know this one? Julia Ward Howe, Stephen Collins Foster, Francis Scott Key, John Philip Sousa. Does anybody know the answer for this one? Oh, Blazing. You guys all say Blazing, huh? Okay, I'm going to go back and switch that one. Who wrote the Star Spangled Banner? Does anybody know? Anybody know? I'm pretty sure it's Francis Scott Key. Yeah, Frank and Sharon say that's what I'm guessing. Number 9, which of these spices common to Asian cookery comes from a dried star-shaped fruit? Ooh, that's a tough one. Number 9. Let me show you number 9. This one's a good one. Which one of you is a cook out there? Which of these spices come to Asian cookery comes from a dried star-shaped fruit? Cloves, nutmeg, cumin, or anise? I never heard of that one. Anybody know that one? It comes from a dry star-shaped fruit. Cloves, nutmeg, cumin, or anise? Anybody? We're almost done here. Almost done. This is a tough one. Are any of you cooks? Upstairs hobby room says anise. Vandalia says anise. Okay, we're going to go with that one, you guys. Last question. The 1960s Star Trek has spawned several spin-off series. Which of these is not the name of one of the spin-off television series? So think of Star Trek. Which of these are related to Star Trek? Constellation, Voyager, The Next Generation, Enterprise. What do you think? What do you think? Which one of these does not belong to Star Trek? Does anybody know? I think the Next Generation is good. I'm going to guess Enterprise. Rank and Sharon say Constellation is not. That was quick answer. So I'm going to say you're probably right. Grendelia says Constellation. Okay, we're going to go with that. All right, I'm going to review these real quick. I think I have answers in for all of them. I was hoping this was going to be a better quiz than it is, but we did 10. And we're going to submit our answers. And we're looking good so far, guys. Now, I did this on the other screen, all the answers, so you don't get to see. You know what? We got, you're not going to believe this. We got 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That's pretty good. 10 out of 10. Not bad. 10 out of 10. Can you believe that? 10 out of 10. Thank you, everybody, for helping. If it would have been just up to me, we would have missed at least 2 or 3. So some of you bailed me out on some of those because I went back and I changed them from the original answer. So based on my original answers, maybe 70%, but all of us together, 100%. That surprised me even. I didn't think we would get 100% on that one, but we did. Okay. Moving on, our last final item today is our cookie Fold It. I told you I'd have a Fold It to work in here as well. And so we have our Fold It. This is one of our most popular Fold Its, probably of all time. And it is based on Cookie, our dog, our little mascot. She was around here for a long, long time. Many of you saw her on videos, tons of cards. So this is Cookie. Comes with 2 dies. Right there. And let me show you what you get on the website. It is a nice looking. Now tell me, guys, when I go to the website, does everything look blurry? Because nobody has ever told me that things look blurry until we did that, until we just did that quiz. That was the first time I had blurry on that. How does the website look? Can you read and see all the pictures and all the text and all that stuff? Does it look okay? I'm going to switch over. Does this look okay to you guys? Yes, says Grendelia. Okay, so for some reason, there's something different about the website that we just saw and the Stamps of Life website. So there must be some kind of like quality difference or something. So nope, now Pamela says blurry and Nancy says blurry too. And now I lost my, that keeps just clicking off. A little blurry. Okay, so it is blurry. Does it normally look blurry to you? Or just today? Just today. Looks fine to me, Vera says. Nope, can't read the text. Now the text might be hard to read, especially if you're like on a phone, or if you're on a phone or watching on something small. If you're on a bigger computer, it might work better. Hopefully you can see these images, 2 dies and a ton of great card samples. There's the little cookie with a big cookie, little cookies in the basket. And there's the 2 dies you get. We also have some other Fold-Its. Again, I'm hoping you can see all of these, that they show up pretty well. And a bunch of cookie and dog related. This is our first one, Cookie dies with the Birthday for Cookie. Maybe our most all-time popular stamp and die set. And there's some add-ons for friends. That's all. If you just type in Cookie, the folder will come up and all that will be right there under it. Let me show you now the samples. Even the Stamps of Life is blurry, Frank and Sharon say. Okay, so this is not working good. Next time I'll work around it and I will use my other computer. So I think I can fix that one. So I will try in the episode to make sure we don't get such blurry website stuff, because that's no fun. You want to still be able to read the words. Let me show you a few samples I have here. The cookie is nice because you can kind of paper piece with it a little, and you can also just use the full die cuts as well. So let me show you what I have. Again, it's a Fold It. A Fold It, and you can use, can be top fold or side fold. I'll see if I have a side fold option. Don't worry, be happy, says Cookie. And that one opens up there. Got a fun little donut on the front. Happy birthday. So these last couple ones, again, have been side open. Happy birthday, and it's got the little birthday cake on there. That looks nice with some blending there on the edges. Really, really nice looking folds on the top. And there's our big cookie with little puppy cookie. That's a nice combo. If you already have the stamps, you can add that, the stamp and die set. That works really nice with the larger Fold It. And our last one with the cute little strawberry basket. Really, really nice cards. I like all of these that I just showed you. And that is a top fold. I'm very thankful for you, it says on the inside. Very thankful for you. And of course, you can add your little sign off there on the back, your personalized stamp. So we have that. Okay, now this time I'm going to move over to the table and I'm going to make sure I switch the camera right. Camera 3 with our workstation, and I'm going to switch it over. There we are. I did it this time right. Okay, here we go. The samples were nice, don't you guys think? I'm blurry now too. Oh man, things are going a little pixelated too. Ah, darn, you are blurry, Ken. I think something's going on with our internet here. Then if everything is starting to get blurry, that is my guess. How does this shot look? How does this shot look on our overhead camera? Hopefully okay. It could just be internet on my side because it sounds like a lot of you are saying things are blurry today. I think we started out pretty good. I know last week we had some blurry problems. So what I did was I shut down all of the computer and restarted everything. And it looks like we started off well, but now things are not maybe quite as good as we like. So if it's not showing up too well right now, this is being recorded. Hopefully the recording will be a little bit better. Okay, you have your cookie dies here. And yesterday, because we are going way past our time, I did go ahead and I cut out the base. I cut out a base ahead of time. And I did it on the side. So remember, on a Fold It, you just take a sheet of cardstock, you fold it in half, and then you really want to get that down. You run this die, the outside die, either on the edge there for the top, if you want to do a top fold card, or if you want it to be on the side, you're going to have this go just a little bit over the edge. You run it through the machine, you get this, the base of your card. Okay, so there's the base of my card. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. Then I did also make the actual card front. So this time I took this die, same die, and I ran it through the machine just like that, normal. Because you see on this, kind of goofy. See how Cookie is kind of square there on the side? Like she got a little buzz cut or something, and her hair got trimmed. Like maybe if I was giving Cookie a trim, maybe one side would be all crazy like that and the other side would be nice. So we can't have that. That's why we run this through here one time through, and it produces us a nice front. So we're going to add that, adhere that to the top. You see the straight line is gone now. We have the nice curves. It's all balanced out, no straight edges. So let's go ahead and add that to the top. And then we will run this piece through here. Okay, I will show you how to do that. And I'll have to use a different color just so it stands out a little bit. So let's get some adhesive on this. And I don't have my scratch paper. Let's do it. I'm trying to maintain good habits. So hopefully if you guys follow along, you'll go, you know, I remember that Ken said, go ahead and spend a little extra time. Put some scratch paper under your work so your machine, your mats don't get all sticky and gooey. So that's what we're doing. We could have tried to do it without, but just being safe. That's a tip of the day. Okay, so there is our cookie card, kind of plain. Nice, thanks. We have this nice inside piece. Let's see, what color do we want Cookie to be? We're going to add a little color to this card. She could still be white, but I want this to stand out a little bit so you can see something different. And maybe if I have a licorice sheet here, we don't want Cookie to be dark blue. Here we'll do a gray. This is probably Storm. Cloud would probably be better, but I'm just using what I just grabbed right away. Going to go ahead and put our cardstock in and face down. This is the inside. And it would be possible, I think, if you used an adhesive sheet on this, it would all hold together pretty nicely. But, which is one option, you could just have all one color. And then we saw some of the designs where the designer just kind of shaded some of the edges of the cookie die cutout, which is great. But you can also kind of piece this together. So this is what we get. I'll show you. I ran it through the machine and we'll pop that out over here. Get this nice die. But you see how it all comes in pieces. If you had done adhesive, I believe an adhesive sheet would hold it all together. But just to give you some ideas, it's going to paper piece. You can add different colors to the nose. You can mix and match. I have half a bow here and a little tail there. So you can see it's going to cut out different pieces. We have some of the tops there. I did cut out some yesterday as well. So these colors don't necessarily mix and match together, but just to give you an idea of what you could do. There's that one. I lost part of the bow. Where did we go? There's our cookie. So if this was your cookie card, and again, these colors are a little bit too close together. That should go on this side, I believe, right? No, why is that not working? What did I do? Let me see. How does that die fit on there? This should be all piecing together, but I think I have things backwards. There we go. Oh, this got flipped over. Here we go. No. What am I doing here? Now that should line up. There we go. No, that still doesn't look like it lines up to me. What did I do wrong here? So I have my card front. I got to figure this out, why this is not going together. So that goes inside there. Perfect. And, okay. I just got it the wrong way. There we go. Okay, so the cookie goes on there. Making sure I piece this together. There's, oh, the face is at a little bit of an angle. That's why. So that will go up that way. And then you would have the bottom. That would piece onto there. But you can, of course, just do one solid color. If we had kept it all together, that would have worked out great. There's a little bit of overlap there, and I'll show you. Let's see. Do I have any of the other colors that would work that I had yesterday? Nope. All the other little pieces are missing. But we saw how the bow will cut out and the little hairs up on top. Those can be added. You can mix and match. Let me show you where it's done better on one of these cards, because I am not piecing this together as nice as it should be. So you can see you could have the dies that we just ran through. If you wanted a red bow, you would just run this die through just this portion here. You could create a red bow. In fact, let's see if we can't do that real quick, just to show you it can be done. My cookie is looking a little goofy just because I should have done a lighter color to show you, but I wanted to give you that contrast. So we're paper piecing. I saw one designer who had added the adhesive foam here to give that little extra depth there. So that is one option. But let's see how we can make that little bow. So let's get a piece of this cardstock here. And we're going to go ahead and run this through. Where is our die? And of course I did find my paper piercer at least. We're going to pop those extra pieces out. And that should pop out there. So you see there's part of the bow and the center of the bow as well. And then we have these little pieces up here at the top, just kind of really hanging in there. Okay, I got it all cleared out. Let's go ahead and run this through. And we just want the little edge. We're just trying to get the bow. If you're not familiar with paper piecing, you just run the same die through several different times. It's probably your best option. And you use different colors of cardstock. And you can then take the pieces that you have cut and you can kind of pair them together in different combinations and get different looking images in the end. So we're going to do that. And I just mainly want the bow. Looks like some of the face will be cut on here, but I just want you to see. Whoops. A little squeaky. Sorry. Okay. And so we have our bow there. Whoops. I didn't even do it that great. What did I do here? Oh, it got into white. We're going to go ahead and pop that off. And you see how it creates just the bow there for us. This is white because I had some backing on there that was white, some of the adhesive sheet. And you could take this little bow, one piece. Maybe if I flip that over, will it look red? Another piece there. And of course you wouldn't want her hair to be red, but there's an example of how you could get the bow. So just like you see the bow here on this little cookie, this bow is available when you run this through using a different color. So if your dog was white, you wanted a red bow, you're going to have to run that through separately to get that color. The bow could be any color you want. Maybe you want it to be purple or black or yellow. You have all kinds of different options with that. Again, our designer here gave this a little bit of depth and they use adhesive foam. And you can just kind of see how the pieces kind of overlap a little bit. That's how they chose to do it. See if I can show you what that would look like. So on our card front, we would have the cookie there. And do I have the other one just so they really contrast a little bit better? We're almost done here. Oh, darn. Back to missing pieces again. What did I do with that? Oh, there we are. So say we had cookie here with a gray face and a brown bottom. Not quite the best color combination, but it would set kind of right there underneath. And you can almost make it overlap just a little bit like that. So it would really look nice with that extra depth that we were talking about. Again, you just have to have the right colors to make it work. These dark colors with a white background is not going to look good. But to see, so you can see how it kind of pieces together, just imagine that little red bow up there at the top. All right, that is our cookie fold it die set, available on the Stamps of Life website. Again, it was one of our most popular dies, I would say, of all time. So I definitely think you are going to have it. Let's see. All right, we are wrapping it up there. Hopefully you like those items. How do I look now? Am I still blurry? Give me an update. I hope I'm not blurry still. Okay, if you want to hang out with us, and we are going into our final segment here, our good news segment, Matthew chapter 23. And let me get our verses changed around here. We want to hide that one. Great. Give me 1 second. I left my Bible over here. Ooh, where is it? No, I didn't bring my Bible. Oh, I'm going to use the tablet. That's what I'm using. Okay, tablet. All right, Matthew chapter 23, if you're following along with us. This is a bit of a challenging chapter in that Jesus kind of really We often think of Jesus as being super nice and sweet and kind, but here he is dealing with these religious guys, and he's gonna kind of lay into them. So we have that picture. Most of the time, Jesus is, well, he's always gracious and kind, but there's times when he is going to go straight to the truth, and that is for the benefit of the people who he is talking to. You know, some of the time Jesus would encounter people and he would deal with them just with grace and hoping to get them to respond. And it really impacted people's lives because he wasn't like that religious people, the religious people who are always down on the other people. He was for these people who realized they needed God's help. But with this group, the scribes and Pharisees, he starts out with these whoa, whoa, whoa. He keeps saying to them throughout this chapter. And they're on the list that they're in a dangerous position. So my question for you as we start this, I thought it would be fun to kind of start this section off with a question is, do you ever notice how easy it is to see the shortcomings, the failures of other people? But we see their failures, but then it's kind of hard to see our own. Do you ever notice that happening? Like we can point out the faults in other people and how they are missing out on what God wants them to do, but we can't see our own failures. You ever notice how that happens? Does that ever happen to you? I know it does to me too. For sure. Like I see something, I'm all, that's not right. But I know that I don't have it all together too. So we have to be quick, not to be like going around and pointing out everybody's faults and shortcomings and failures, right? But Jesus, he's perfect and he's without sin. And he could see that these guys that we're going to talk about here in this passage, that they were in they were hypocrites, basically. He keeps calling them hypocrites. So they're trying to be one thing, but they're actually something else. And Jesus is aware of their heart condition, what's going on inside. And so he's going to warn them in a very, very stern way. So if you're reading along in Matthew chapter 23, we're going to do our overview real quick, and then we'll have a little focus for our devotion. So he starts out in verse 1 to 12. And he's basically saying these guys were always trying to draw attention to themselves for their prayers or the way they look, or they wanted the special place of authority, or where other people would notice them. This is the scribes and Pharisees, the religious guys of this time. And he comes in, so verse 1 through 12 kind of covers that. And he's pointing out that they're doing all these things, but it's just to get attention for themselves. And in the end, the final verse, verse 12, is a pretty good verse, which we could have talked about today, but that's not going to be our main focus. But it says, verse 12 says, whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. So you want to be great in God's eyes, just have a humble heart, a quiet spirit. God will promote you, lift you up. It might not be in the eyes of man. You know, we want people to notice us maybe, or, you know, we do something good. I hope everybody sees me. We can't think like that. We just want to do these things in a humble heart, knowing that God sees us. He will lift us up. If we don't get that place, that extra notice while we're here on earth, in heaven, definitely God is going to reward you for whatever you did for him. So humility is super important. These guys, they didn't have that. Verse 13 to 14, he's continuing on with these woes. You'll read it. It says, but woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. He keeps saying, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, over and over. Blind guides, he calls them, hypocrites. He's really on these guys' case. And so verse 13, 14, they were keeping other people out of God's kingdom. They were taking advantage of widows. They were praying these long prayers to be seen by people like they were certain super special spiritual people. God's noticing that their heart's not right. Taking advantage of women that are single, divorced, or not divorced, but their husband had died, a widow. How terrible is that? That's what they were doing. They were, verse 16 to 20, verse 15, it says the disciples that they made were just as bad as them. So they would go out and want to train people to follow God like they were. It wasn't making these people more right with God. They, in fact, became more separated from God. So what they're doing is just off. Verse 16 to 22, they were setting up just a religious system where you had to go through all these rituals. It was they were just making it harder for the people to get connected with God. And we want to make it easier for people to get connected to God. And then verse 23 to 24, they would pay attention to minute details about things that really weren't important. And then the bigger issues, like we'll talk about the issues of our heart, our soul, they would just ignore these kind of things. So they kind of had things backwards. And then verse 29 to 26, it says that they had even killed the messengers that God was sending. God would send prophets with messages from him to tell the people. And instead of responding to the message, they often would just kill these messengers. So if you read like your Old Testament, there's lots of stories where God was using some man or woman to try to get a message to the people to turn and repent and change their ways. And instead of hearing and listening to the message, this religious system, they would destroy these people. So they are really, really in trouble, totally missing the mark. And in the end, verse 37 to 38, it says that there's this question, well, Jesus is looking over the cities and he says, I wish you would have just turned to me. And in another one of the Gospels, it says when he was doing this, he says like, oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how I wanted to gather you together, but you would not believe in me. And it says you wept over the situation. He knew what was going to happen to all these people because they rejected him. And the question was, and this last verse 37, 38 that I wonder about sometimes, what would have happened if they would have, the Jewish people who should have been expecting Jesus, the Messiah, to come, what would have happened if they would have actually received him and believed him and made him king at that time? I often wonder about that, how history might have been changed for this group of people, for the Jewish people, if they had just believed in Jesus at this time rather than rejecting him. So you kind of have to think about that. When you go through the rest of their history, it kind of really throws things off. They really end up struggling and going through difficult times. If they would have just believed in Jesus at this time, what would their future might have been? We'll never know. And it doesn't seem like it was a possibility that they ever could have, but it just makes you wonder if they would have believed in him and trusted him. Okay, so what we want to look at is our main verses here are verse 26 and 27. If you're reading along in Matthew 23, I should have it. Oh, where is it? There we go. Okay. He says, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees. So this is our main focus. Hypocrites, for you are like whitewashed tombs, which indeed appear beautiful outwardly, but inside they are full of dead men's bones, all uncleanness. Even so, you also outwardly appear righteous to men, but inside you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. So we've talked about this before as we've gone through this gospel. We might look good on the outside, but the thing is that God sees the inside, right? He knows our hearts. He knows what's inside of us. And so these special religious people, they might have looked good to the crowds that were around them. They thought highly of these scribes and Pharisees. They thought, oh, these are the people who know God's word, and look at how they live and how they act. They're so holy or special. So they had the people fooled, but they weren't right with God. God knew their heart and he knew their condition. You see how Jesus keeps calling them, he keeps saying, woe to you, calling them hypocrites. They're in a very, very dangerous position because though they might look good to people, they are in danger of being judged by God and condemned and separated from God. Very, very dangerous position to be in. And all because they were trying to look good on the outside, but on the inside, something was off. What can we do about this? We need to be real with God. We often talk about this. he knows everything about us, right? We can't fool or hide from God. There's nothing that's kept from him. He knows our thoughts, our actions, our motives, which is that's kind of scary. He knows everything about us, but that's why we got to just be truthful about the condition of our hearts. We don't want to put on a show like these people who Jesus was calling hypocrites, who he kept saying woe to. And I did come across this verse where I thought this is something we could pray or ask of God. It could be daily, occasionally, but think of this. David wrote this. He said, again, we're just trying to be honest with God, honest with ourselves. And David said, search me, O God. This is from Psalm 139, verse 23 to 20. The whole psalm is awesome. But he says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties. Some other translations say thoughts. So think of thoughts, anxieties. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. So here, David is just kind of saying, God, I want to be honest with you, but I want you, God, to search me and know me and point out the things that I need to change, the things that I need to do different. And for us, we can pray that, and then we want to listen to what God might show us. Remember how we were talking about we're quick to see everybody else's failures, their shortcomings. But I think if we are honest with God and saying, God, search me and show me the things that I need to change, I think he's going to point out some things in our lives that maybe we didn't see on our own, but he's going to point out, not to condemn us or, like these guys call us hypocrites or woe, but for us, as we're trying to be honest with him, he's going to search us and show us these things, and with the desire that we would change. God wants us to be flexible. Remember, we talked about important part of retirement was being flexible and bendable and changeable. God wants us to be like that. We can't be so rigid and so stuck in our ways that we can't respond to God when he wants us to change or do something different. So really gives that some thought, because if we're willing to change and be honest with God, you know what, we're going to be, in the end, we're going to be a part of God's kingdom. And that's where we want to be, right? We want to be a part of God's kingdom. These people, this religious group, these scribes, these Pharisees, they were in danger of being excluded from God's kingdom, all because of hypocrisy, putting on that show on the outside, trying to act like one thing, but on the inside, things are not right. We would never want to be in that position where outside everybody thinks we're doing good, we get praise from people, but inside God is saying, hey, I know things are not right, you need to change. The people in this passage that Jesus was condemning, they weren't changing. We still have the chance to change. They brought me to just one last story. Today in our men's, we have Tuesdays, we have a Bible study at our church, and we have a lot of guys there. They always have a lot of great insight and fun stuff. But we were in Genesis chapter 4, and it has to do with Cain and Abel. And the passage, it's just like these guys. Cain, he brought something to God as an offering, and God didn't accept it or receive it for some reason. There was something wrong. We don't have the exact details, but it seems like there was a condition in Cain's heart where he was not right with God. And when God rejected his offering, it made him more angry and upset. And it says, like, his countenance fell. And at that time, God gave him the option. He said, hey, if you want to do good right now, Cain, you have the opportunity to do that. You can change your life, the direction that you're going. But he also said, if you continue on the way that you're going, things are going to get worse for you. He said, like, sin is knocking at your door. It's going to cause you greater and greater problems. Well, what ends up happening? He doesn't change. He rejects God, and then he goes out and he kills his brother. And so you can just see kind of how the building up was of that in that story. So the same problems that Jesus was encountering about 2,000 years ago, about 5,000 years before that, with about 3,000 to 4,000 years before that, there's this guy Abel who kind of had the same problem. He acted like on the outside, he's trying to worship God, give God an offering, but in the inside, on his inside, something was wrong. It's funny how things don't really change that much. So you have several thousand years ago, somebody with a problem, not willing to change. At Jesus' time, group of people not willing to change, allowing God to search them and change their hearts. And then it comes to us now. we have the opportunity, like Cain did in Genesis 4. Am I going to choose the good path? Am I going to change the directions that I'm going, or I'm going to continue on the path that is bad for me? We have that option and that freedom to make that choice today. Awesome to know that God is a God of second chances. And even though maybe we have failed him at some point, or maybe we failed him 100 times or 1,000 times, I mean, you know how we all are. We've failed God so many times. He is willing to forgive us and set us back on the right path. We have that option. We have the freedom. Let's make that right choice today. Okay? I hope you'll make that choice. I want to make that choice today. God, search me, know me, challenge me, Lord, to change and be more like you. And then at the same time, that I would walk away from the things that aren't so good for me. I wouldn't hold on to those things that would separate me from God. I hope you feel the same way too. Again, thanks be to God that he is so kind and gracious and forgiving and loving towards each of us. He wants to get us on the right path. I hope you want to be on the right path. I want to be on the right path. Okay, we'll stop there. Next week, we'll be in Matthew chapter 24 as we continue on. Thanks. We've had a long episode here today. I tried to get in 3 dies. I had some goofy camera stuff. We had some fun. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little longer than I hoped, but I do enjoy spending time with all of you. I want you to keep, reading your Bibles on your own. We get together and do this. It's great, one time a week for our Good News segment. But I hope that as we open up God's Word and see how great he is and how much he loves you and me, that it would inspire you to want to read more about his love for you. And the best way you can do that is opening up your Bibles. So for me, I want to do that more, and I want to hear more about God and how good he is to me. I hope you have the desire to experience that as well. What else? Don't forget that Stephanie is on HSN. We are just a couple hours away, 3 o'clock on Pacific time and then 8 o'clock on Pacific time. Make sure you tune in for that. Yeah, it'll be fun to see her on TV. You can watch it, I think, on like their website or regular cable TV if you have HSN, all that stuff. What else? We'll have that special crafting corner this week. Later, we will be we'll be doing the live 30-second card. So don't forget. And I told you I added a couple spots where you could get in a vote for which die set you want to have Stephanie use. And we'll see what kind of awesome cards she can come up with. She's really good at putting together stuff on the spot. And so it'll be fun to see what she comes up with in that episode on Thursday. And then Friday, we have our big release. Okay, that is it. I want to wish all of you a wonderful day. Special for me, and I'm thankful that you guys would join me and hang out here for a while. I know sometimes we have user errors with the cameras. We have blurry stuff, which is internet. I can't fix those kind of things. It's just all over the place, but I hope you had a good time. I always enjoy and looking forward to these episodes. And again, thank you for joining in today. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless all of you. And I will see you next week here. And Thursday, I should be around on Crafting Corner. And take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.